Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Elon Phoenix Weekly. I'm Tellier Lundquist.
And I'm Taylor Schmitt. Coming up on this episode, we talk to a cross-country champion, a women's soccer player, our school president, and more.
All that starting right now.
Studio, welcome to Elon Phoenix Weekly. Recently, our amazing producer Emmanuel Tobe had a chance to speak with Elon's president, Dr. Connie Book, about the impact of athletics at Elon. We have that special interview coming up.
But before we get to that, our volleyball team had a very successful weekend, clinching their spot in the CAA conference tournament after beating Delaware in straight sets on the road. The standout player of the match was Leah Daniel with a smooth 16 kills. Leah Daniel has been a huge reason that Elon's season has been as good as it is, averaging just under 4 kills per set, and this match was no exception. And Daniel even felt like getting a few more kills, racking up 16 in just 3 sets. As you see, Leah Daniel gets the kill there and straight down the line. And Leah Daniel with a cheeky service ace that crawls over the net, extending the lead in the second set, and a huge stuff block by Daniel and Krzyminski. Later in the second, a huge point tied at 24, makes it 25-24. And Leah Daniel on the service line gets the block, does Natalie Cummins, and wins the second set. Now, Bella Seamen gets a wild dig that Delaware miscommunicates on and can't get back to the other side. So Elon gets off to a good start in the third, but Delaware brings it right back. Haley Clark has a phenomenal dig out of the net, and Nori Thomas slams it down the line. And another stuff block, one-on-one, Natalie Cummins, she does it best, and Cody Garcia from the service line gets another ace, extending the Elon lead. But do not count Delaware out. Delaware took Elon to 5 when they were in Schar Center, as this wild rally takes multiple free balls. Cody Garcia goes out to Kellen Trouse, swings into the block. Garcia goes out to Trouse again, who tips over. Delaware has a chance now. Dug again by Jordan Gower. Garcia finally goes back to Julia Crabtree, who gets the cut kill, extending the lead. As I mentioned before, do not count Delaware out, even though Leah Daniel gets the kill. Natalie Cummins gets the ace, but Delaware is still in it. Now at 19-18 in the third, Daniel finds the back line. A huge kill and another one right down the middle for Leah Daniel. And with 23-21 in the third set, they go outside to Kellen Trouse, who tips it over the double block. And on match point, Nori Thomas sends a free ball over. Delaware has a chance to extend the match. They send it long, and that is the game. Let celebration ensue. The Phoenix are going back to the tournament.
As the volleyball team gets set for the CAA tournament, Elon's cross-country team is gearing up for the NCAA Southeast Regionals after dominating the CAA championship last weekend. Running from the Schar Center to the track, we now turn to Javik Blake, who after going 94 feet with Coach Smith a couple weeks ago, is stretching to go 400 meters with cross-country star Melissa Anasakis.
Elon Phoenix women's cross-country team gets set for the Southeastern Regional at UVA in just a couple of weeks. And when you have, well, a 4-time All-CAA athlete, you can't just sit down and go an interview, you go for a run. So Melissa Anasakis, let's go for a run, shall we? So Melissa, we were just talking about how you guys really this year have had a great season so far. You're going into UVA. What's kind of been the mentality of practice over the last couple of weeks?
I mean, we haven't been focusing too much on outcome. It's just kind of everyone's showing up every day with a great attitude, really just happy to be there, putting in the work. I mean, that's really what makes a team great, in my opinion, and that's really a philosophy that Coach Kevin has kind of spread throughout the team, and I think we've kind of realized that this year, and that's why we've been seeing some of the results we have.
And on the season as a whole, you guys have done fantastic. Winning the CAA, you came in third place in that race. What was the first thing that went through your mind when you guys were named CAA champions?
I think it was, I want to say it was a relief just because I know how hard everyone's been working. And sometimes just to kind of be acknowledged in that sense, it feels really great, but I think it was a long time coming, so.
Yeah.
But also we knew the talent was there and the work ethic's been there. And so it's hard to say it was that big of a surprise, really.
When you guys second place a year ago, you guys came very close to winning the whole thing. It was really more of getting over the hump, if I'm not wrong. Third place, second place, and then first place and winning the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the big difference is like this year looking at it, like I feel like the team really deserved to win. And so, yeah, I mean, it was disappointing last year, but the difference in effort and everything this year, seeing how dedicated everyone was and how hard we work at practice, like I think this year it really made a difference and we really deserved it.
And moving away from more of the team perspective, more to you, what's sort of been your training been like this year, really throughout the whole season?
Just really consistent. This summer I put in a lot of mileage. That was one thing that Coach and I really talked about, and just trying to take my training to the next level. So yeah, it's really great. Coach Kevin, he's really into individual training. And so that's something that we've talked through, and you know, there's definitely been bumps in the road. I've had some issues myself, just like little tweaks and pains, and so he's been willing to adapt to that, and you know, we've just been taking it day by day. It's been going really well, thankfully.
In cross country is more of a team sport, but it's also a very individualized sport. Take us through your pregame, more your pre-match ritual for cross country.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the funny things about cross country is because you are with the team, you know, we're doing the warm up together all day. We're kind of with each other all day. And so it's just kind of, you know, trying to get the team pumped, trying to get everyone excited. And yeah, I think I just kind of focus on that more and just going through the warm up, making sure everyone's, you know, prepared and pumped to be there.
Is there a special song you listen to, a little special ritual you have before every single match?
No, I definitely like to listen to some music to kind of get excited, but yeah, sometimes it's just easier to feed off of other people on the team and, you know, that positive energy. Yeah.
So what's the go-to song?
That's a tough one. I really like Rich Girl by Oates.
I like it, it. It's always a good one to get to. And now you're a senior, you're from Canada, came to America. You've 4 years here at Elon. How have you grown, not just personally, but as an athlete as well?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I think a big thing for me since coming to university has just been building up my confidence, you know, trusting in my coach and my training and my ability, and I think that's what makes a big difference for me on race day, and yeah.
Well, Melissa Anastasakis runs 6,000 meters. We've ran 400. She's gonna go run about 15 more of these laps. I'm gonna go head for the oxygen tank. Let's send back Tellier and Taylor in the studio.
Anastakis has definitely had a decorated career here in 4 years at Elon, and she's a 4-time All-CAA player in both cross country and track and field. Looking for a different kind of recognition is Elon sophomore Adam Dubois. He is training to be an American Ninja Warrior, and he stopped his busy training regimen to give us a quick peek at his journey. Take a look.
My name is Adam Tobe, and I'm training for American Ninja Warrior. So it's not necessarily the fitness, getting into shape, getting on the show. For me, it's mainly about the community. So when I was in high school, I didn't really have a close friend group, and you know, my social life wasn't really too good at the time. And then I got into Ninja Warrior, and instantly I just felt accepted, and I found a group of people that supported me and cared about me. And that's why I love to go train, not necessarily for, you know, getting stronger, but to hang out with the people that are my best friends.
Adam is a beast. He comes in hot, like he's strong, you know, like Adam don't quit.
I usually go to the Ninja Gym once or twice a week. It being 45 minutes away and having a busy class schedule, it's tough. I'd obviously love to go more, but twice a week is about the best I can do. Thursday nights for me are ninja night. No matter what I have going on come a Thursday evening, I don't care if I'm still in the middle of work. I go to the Ninja Gym, I get all my stress out, and I'm able to enjoy myself for a couple hours. You might think that you walk into a gym, you see cardio equipment, you see dumbbells, weights, whatever. None of that's at this gym. First thing I do, especially coming off of the shoulder injury, is warm up. Because of this, I've been stressing, just stretches and warming up a lot more. Whether it's just doing some dead hangs or hanging from some different grips to work out my grip a little bit. So I do that, get ready, and then basically I'll take an obstacle. Let's say if I have in my mind that, maybe I want to work on my salmon ladder skills or something, then I'll go over there and just start working it. Or if I'm with a bunch of my friends and we put a course together, then I'll give running the course a shot. Last year was my first time I was able to apply. So, it was, I guess, a little stressful, first application, trying to figure out the best way to answer all the questions and making my video, trying to share some sort of story. Unfortunately, I didn't get a call, so, it was kind of a waste of energy, just all that, anxiety I had. But at the end of the day, I just realized that getting on the show, it's out of my control. I could be the best ninja out there, winning at every comp, but there's nothing I can do. It's all up to NBC. I can do, I make my video, I fill out the application the best I can, but if they want me, they pick me. If not, there's nothing I can do about it. No matter how much bad stuff might happen in my day, I always have a Ninja Warrior to fall back on. I always have my friends that are there to support me. And I just look forward to, being able to keep on training and whatever life may throw at me, because I always have, my ninja community to fall back on.
Before we send it to break, we have a trivia question for you. Volleyball head coach Mary Tendler has been at Elon for 17 seasons. But in what year did she have her most successful record of 23-8? Find out the answer and hear from President Book later in the show. We'll be right back.
I didn't come to Elon to check a box or to fulfill requirements, to study conventionally. I came for the experiential components. I came for the people.
Welcome back to Elon Phoenix Weekly.
Still to come, Emmanuel's incredible interview with Elon President Dr. Connie Book. But for now, we check in with Nori Thomas and see who she had the chance to take a golf cart ride with on a brand new episode of Tuesdays with Nori.
Woo! Welcome to Tuesdays with Nori. I am once again Nori, and today I have with me Valentina from the women's soccer team.
Hello.
Tina, welcome.
Thank you.
Man, this cart it goes really fast.
You drifted?
Yeah, just a mild drift today. All right, Tina, I just want to thank you for being on the show today.
I'm honored that I'm here.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna ask you a few questions, and we'll just shoot whatever, and we'll see where the golf cart takes us. Okay. So first, I know that the women's soccer team just completed their 2019 season. You want to talk to me a little bit about that? Like, how does it feel to be done? How do you think the team did this year?
I'm pretty sure it was all around a record-breaking season.
Skirt! Sorry, continue.
We just crashed in the middle of the series. That would be quality content. We went further than we ever have, making it to the semifinals in playoffs.
Awesome.
That was the first time we've ever made the playoffs, and we made it semifinals.
That's awesome.
We beat a couple teams for the first time. Had a crazy record in the season. Last year we had 3 wins.
Yeah.
Kind of sad about it.
Yeah.
This year I believe we had 12.
Holy crap.
Don't quote me on that because I hope I was
right on that. We can fact check that maybe.
We'll fact check it. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome.
The season's always a grind.
Oh yeah.
But that GoPro just flew downward. Do you see it?
Uh-oh. I don't know what to do.
I'm going to try to fix it.
Wrong
Maintenance on hand.
Maybe that's good. I don't really know. There you go. Okay, there he is. There it is.
No, that's just not going to have a GoPro.
Uh-oh, Peter!
Yeah, one GoPro malfunction.
Okay, it's upside down.
The lights
The
not
GoPro
on.
fell off. Whatever.
The GoPro's off.
Whatever. It's fine. Okay.
I don't think you're gonna be seen. Are you gonna be seen?
Yeah, it's still pointing
All right.
at me a little bit. All
I feel
right.
like a
So
perfect interview.
next, let's talk about like what this off season means for you because you're a junior, correct?
Correct.
So what are you thinking? When do practices start back up? I know that was like my least favorite thing, honestly. But like, what's the outlook on the team going forward from here on out?
I think we ended on like a great note, honestly. Obviously, we would have wanted to go to the finals,
For sure.
but record-breaking season, we ended on a great note.
Yeah.
So I believe if what my group me with my coaches is correct, we start in 1 week.
Oh.
Oh!
We've all been there. We have all
Oh,
been
yeah.
there. We did
Oh,
the
yeah.
same thing last year for volleyball. We started pretty early once again, and I was like, I can't breathe, but
I know.
it's all right. It happens. All right.
Yeah, so 7 days as a
Nice
non-athlete,
little break.
and
Yeah.
then we're back to the swing of things.
Yeah, I had to say that's probably the weirdest thing that's gonna happen this year is like I go from being all
that's
involved
right.
volleyball to like doing whatever I want. I mean, not really, but really. So I'm pretty excited about that. But you know,
I feel like that's definitely like an advantage though of having a fall sport.
oh
is
yeah,
that a senior year, you have half of the year to just do literally whatever. And
Oh,
have
yeah.
so much free time.
yeah, for sure.
Gather your life again.
Yeah. So, all right. So now I'm just gonna ask you some random questions. And I just no prompt. Here we go.
Woo! All
if
right.
you could be any sort of mug or pot or bowl, what would you be?
Mug or pot or bowl?
Yeah. I know it's a weird
Okay. Mug or pot or bowl? I'd say. Oh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna say for my fellow crepe lovers, I'm gonna say a crepe can.
A crepe
It's a
pan.
circle.
Okay.
You lay the crepe down, you spread it evenly, make homemade crepes.
Okay. That's interesting.
Shout out JP and Olivia.
All right. Well, I think I should move over for this car coming behind us. Go ahead.
They're skirting.
Let's see. If you could be any sort of tree, what tree would you be?
A palm tree.
Palm tree.
Floridian, gotta love the palm trees.
Okay. I respected that. I think I'd be a fruit-bearing tree, like an apple tree or something.
What kind of, that's what you would want, apple?
Apple probably, yeah. Or cherries.
like
Cherries are
cherries.
pretty good.
I could also be an orange tree, I guess.
Right? Orange tree
Love
would
a
be,
good orange
would be
tree.
interesting. I guess we're coming to a close here, so just to wrap things up, let's talk about your favorite experience or memory at Elon so far. It can be soccer or non-soccer related.
Do you have one while I think?
Do I have one?
Yeah.
I'd say my favorite so far is just like being at softball games and just like screaming my head off at refs.
You are a good fan.
Yeah, I try. I try to support those who I can and be loud and obnoxious in ways that make people uncomfortable. It's worth it.
I do like that. That's a good answer. Ah, this is a hard one. And we're coming to a close. Think. Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica last year in spring break, 100%.
Right
Great
on.
time.
All
Great
right.
time.
Right on. All right, y'all. Well, this has been Nori and Tina, and thank you for signing off for Tuesdays with Nori.
Thank you very much. Ciao.
Ciao.
And I always feel like Nori is right in her element when she's behind the wheel of a golf cart. Now, Nori is a senior on Elon's volleyball team and has been coached by Mary Tendler for her entire career at Elon. Coming up after the break, we give you the answer to this week's trivia question. Through Coach Mary Tendler's 17-year tenure, in what year did she sport her most successful record of 23-8?
If I had to pick something that I'm taking from Elon, I want to take that can-do mentality. I don't think the world needs another person talking about how many problems we have. I think the world needs people who are going to go out there and do something about them.
back to Elon Phoenix Weekly.
And one more time, we ask our trivia question of the week. In what year of volleyball coach Mary Tendler's 17-year career at Elon did she have her best record of 23-8? The answer? 2009, when Elon was still a part of the Southern Conference.
That's amazing. Well, just 1 year ago, Connie Book, the former provost of the Citadel and Elon faculty member and administrative leader, was selected as the university's 9th president. This week, we had a very special opportunity to interview President Book for the first time on Elon Phoenix Weekly.
Hello everyone and welcome to Elon Phoenix Weekly. I'm Emmanuel Tobe and we have a very exclusive interview with President Book. How's everything going?
Very good, thank you. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you, glad to have you. So first let's just talk about athletics as a whole and for Elon. So the Elon culture, how does athletics fit into that?
Well, it's an essential part of our community. I always say the best thing about the student athletes is it gives all of us a chance to celebrate human performance, you know? So it's an exciting day to watch people who have worked really hard, who have a lot of physical strength, who have a lot of intellectual ability to navigate the ins and outs of a competition. So I love the human spirit, the competition of it, and the chance for the whole campus community to come together and cheer on our classmates.
Mm-hmm. And you talk about watch and, you know, a lot of fans, a lot of Elon students. We've seen you at the games cheering and stuff like that. Why is it important for you as the president to support Elon Athletics and attend the games and be there as a motivator?
Well, it's a great time, right? And I feel all the same way that the whole campus does, you know, rallying around their classmates and really wanting Elon to shine in those different venues. I have to say, a lot of times people are explaining what's happening to me, but I just love live sports. Like, I like the live aspect of it, and if I'm on a field or a course, if it's live and unfolding, to me, that's the excitement of it. I'm not as big a fan of watching things on TV. I actually like being there and being in the moment, especially when it's a tight race and the victory, or you know, watching a great pass or a great dunk, or you know, just watching all that human performance.
So Bella Seamen and some other students have kind of formed this program in terms of getting mental health awareness for student athletes. Why do you think that's so important, both in athletics as well as just in student life and balance in general?
This has an increased issue across higher education. And I just am back from a meeting at Georgetown University where 20 presidents got together this week and talked about things we can structurally do in higher education. Part of the issue is we have a new generation, digital natives born 1997 and beyond that have now arrived to college. Some people call them Generation Z. I'm not a big fan of that acronym, but I will say that the research is clear that these students have arrived with much deeper intellectual gains. So think about IQ as an example. So much higher because the internet has made available lots of information, visually, narrative. And so these students are arriving with greater IQ, intellectual understanding, but because this activity is so siloed, me and the computer, their social cue is lower, right? And so what we need is to bridge this gap in higher education. So I don't know if you are aware of all these challenges and more aware than previous, right? We got a lot of work to do, right? We call them the grand challenges in higher education. So you're aware of all these challenges, but your social cue skills and relationships are not as deep as the previous generation. You can imagine that that's anxiety producing. Well, I got all this and I'm not quite sure how to navigate it. So bridging that gap is the work of higher education. It's the work of athletics. It's the work of everybody in higher education. I think this is really critical in athletics because the previous generation was really a pull yourself up by the bootstraps and plow through it. You know, a lot of, we're biased in that way, right? Just plow through it, just get over it and work harder and you'll get there. Well, those messages are not gonna serve this next generation effectively. And so our ability to talk about that gap, normalize that anxiety, because of course there's anxiety, right? You've got way more information than you have relationships. And so how do you help understand the gap, normalize it, and address it? That is the challenge that coaches have in front of them, faculty, and all of higher education has in front of it during this next decade.
And you have a few like personal programs, like you have the walk in the mornings, and you have the playing pong with the president. So playing table tennis with the president.
Thank you for the official, not table tennis. We're serious about it, so we try not to use ping pong as the.
I know. I'm trying to help it out. So.
It's about making space for conversations, and in that case, I want students to see that, no matter how busy you are, or that there's time, that you can have time, and we can only do so much, right? And so that they can see me taking time to take a walk, that it's like important for me to take a break and play table tennis, and I enjoy it, and it gives me a chance to interact with students, and you get to talk while you play table tennis. So just having the time and space for those kinds of conversations, that's essential for well-being and our quality of life.
So why do you think it's important for students to move?
So there is where we've adopted a framework, ABC, Act, Belong, Commit. And well-being is all the research is clear. It's tied to your behavior. So the very first ingredient of that is to act, to do something, right? And then, so A, B is belong. So do something with someone, right? And then commit is to do something that matters, right? And so that ABC framework, so you can really see, and the table tennis is a great example, and the walking too, right? And that matters, right? That you're making space for friendships, you're making space for people to share their day with you, and so you can be a support to them, so doing something that matters. So ABC.
Okay. What's your favorite, sports moment or memory here at Elon?
So I'll just say recently, right? I loved that we beat JMU last year. That was an exciting moment that we all could celebrate. I loved being with the basketball team when we were the CAA champions up in Philadelphia. We beat Drexel. That was a lot of fun. But I'd say I loved opening Shar and watching the volleyball team high five the audience because they had a record crowd. It's all sorts of moments. And some of them, are really challenging. Like one of the women's basketball players was injured, and she hurt her Achilles. I think it was her Achilles.
I think it was her ACL.
ACL. She tore maybe her ACL in the middle of a game, but what I remember is the pain that she was in. So all of those I watch, and there's a lot of human spirit in that, and it teaches us so much about resilience, about integrity, right? About the courage, so I enjoy it all.
Well, one thing that I really enjoyed was this interview. Thank you for taking the time out. That's all the time we have here. But right back to you at the desk.
Inaugurated in the Schar Center on October 18th, 2018, President Book has an influential year as the first female president of the institution's 129-year history. If you want to catch the full unedited version of the interview, check it out on youtube.com/Elon Phoenix Weekly.
There you can also catch any packages or episodes that you may have missed as well. We are also on Facebook and Twitter, so make sure you follow us to keep up with everything going on in the show.
Head to elonphoenix.com to learn more about upcoming games and exciting successes for Elon Athletics. And don't forget to tune in next time for another exciting episode of Elon Phoenix Weekly. On behalf of our producers and crew here at the show, we hope you have a great weekend.